Yes, good afternoon. The transfer window is in full effect. Fabrizio Romano's going mad. Us YouTubers have a lot to create. You YouTube watchers have a lot to watch and a lot to follow. Let's get into it. In this morning's 10-minute video, we're going to be talking about Pape Sarr. He has signed a new contract with Spurs that keeps him at the club for another 6.5 years until June of 2030. So that follows on from the news a couple of weeks ago that Destiny Udogie has also signed a long-term contract and will be with the club until 2030. So Spurs tying up some of their brilliant young players. We're also going to look at the Dragusin deal. Is it done? Fabrizio Romano keeps making little hints that it could be done or will be done today. We'll start by having a look at that in a minute. And also, there's news on Eric Dyer, there's news on Reguilon, and there's also some news on Javid Tanganga. So a lot going on at Tottenham. We know that Angepostecoglou is looking to build his own squad. He started in the summer, and it looks like we're going to be in full flow doing that again through this January, then next summer, and then the Januaries. So what have we got in store? Let's start with the news. We all knew it was coming, but this is great news. Fabrizio Romano tweeted about 5 hours ago and said that he understands Pape Sarr new deal at Spurs valid until June 2030. And it's going to be announced soon. It's all set. Agreement completed with the midfielder. Paperwork getting ready, and then Tottenham will be able to confirm one more key extension after Destiny Udogie. Now, when you read into that, again, I said this last week about Destiny Udogie. I'll say the same thing about Pape Sarr. They're both 20 or 21 years of age, whatever they are. And you know what? At that age, players can either kick on and be brilliant, or they might not grow. I'm not saying either way for these two players. Both look like they've got very good futures in front of them. But the reason I mention that is what this does, tying them up to new deals, safeguards Spurs. And financially, it's very good business from Levy and Daniel Tottenham. What it allows the club to do is, if they both turn into world superstars, you don't know, they could, they might not, who knows? Then you've got massive contracts on them. If anyone wants to buy them, you're looking at big money. Equally, if they don't turn out to be brilliant, you've signed them up to newer contracts. That means they're going to cost more money than what we paid for them. I believe it was 15 million for Udogie. Maybe was it 18 million, something like that for, 15 million for Sarr, maybe 18, 20 million or something like that for Destiny Udogie. I can't quite remember now. But it looks to me like it's some good business from Tottenham Hotspur, getting these young 21-year-old players signed up early. Pape Sarr, of course, next year will be in the homegrown bucket. So that's great news for Spurs. And Destiny Udogie will come out of being a youth player and will go into the non-homegrown bucket. So lots of different aspects to this news, but brilliant from the point of view that Tottenham Hotspur have signed up two very good young players that have got the world at their feet. It's down to them now, down to the coaching staff to coach them to realise their potential. Now, we don't know what that is, but let's see. We've seen many young players that kick on and turn out to be the world's best, many young players that don't kick on and go backwards. So let's hope it's the first. Let's hope it's the former with these two. Now, continuing along the theme with Fabrizio Romano, 4 hours ago, he did say that he understands negotiations are underway between Tottenham and Genoa for Rado Dragusin after the agreement on personal terms with the Romanian centre-back. He's gone on to say that Spurs are confident to advance as contacts continue on a daily basis. And then it's said that there's no changes on the Jean-Claire Todibo deal and that it's almost collapsed. Lots of reports coming out that Todibo is wanted by Man United, that apparently Chelsea have opened talks with Todibo. Lots of rumours surfacing today about his attitude. Others saying that there's no problem with his attitude and it's just that Nice do not want to sell their best centre-back when they are sitting second in the French league and looking for Champions League qualification. But let's focus on the Dragusin part of this news. Now, if we move it forward, that was 4 hours ago. Then Romano, being Romano, all know what he's like. Romano did this. Let me see if I can find it. Romano reposted it. Then he did this. He did this, didn't he? This 54 minutes ago. You could see here that his earlier tweet that we just read out, he posted an arrow, then the Romanian flag, then hashtag THFC. Is that to say that the deal is nearly done? It would make sense. It shouldn't have been a difficult deal. It's not a difficult deal to get over the line. A 21-year-old at 30 million euros should not be a difficult deal, and I didn't expect it would. And hopefully we get the here we go today for Dragusin. Get him to the club tomorrow, signed up, ready to make his debut against Burnley. Now, am I dreaming? Does anyone think that's possible? Can we make that happen? But it will signify an intent from Tottenham Hotspur. We don't normally do this. We are normally a January the 28th to January the 30th type team. January the 2nd, it would put out a good signal of intent. Is Daniel Levy changing? I need to be convinced, but are the spots on that leopard changing? Let me know what you think. Can he play? Do you think if he signs tomorrow, we'd chuck him straight in for the Burnley game? Should we? Should he work his way into the team, or are the injuries that bad that he needs to go straight in? Let me know your thoughts on that one. Moving forward to different news. If we look at David Ornstein has said the following. Let me just see if I can find it. Here it is. It was right there in the first place. It was right there. I don't know why I scrolled down. David Ornstein from The Athletic, a very reliable journalist, has become very prominent in the journalism world in the last few years, has said Serge Reguilon is rejoining Tottenham Hotspur from Man United. The season-long loan included a break clause for left-back to return in January. And Man U have activated that option, apparently always minded to do so. The 27-year-old has played 12 games. So Serge Reguilon coming back to Tottenham Hotspur. Now, Henry Wright and I from Henry Wright TV, we just did a stream and we were talking about what happens with Serge Reguilon. Do you sell him? He's got 18 months left on his contract. Do you sell him? Try and get him to a Spanish team and start to create some funds. Now at left back, we're going to have Destiny Udogie. Sessegnon's going to be back. Van de Ven can play there. Ben Davis can play there. Do you need a fifth option? For me, I made it really clear. Lots of times when I'm talking about, I would sell this player, that player, that player, that player, the squad players, I get told, no, you can't sell anyone. You've got to start making some funds if you want to bring players in. As much as we want the club to just dip in and chuck hundreds of millions without making any money, it's not sustainable. It's not the ENIC business model. So when a player has 18 months left on their contract, he's been underwhelming for years, never really held down a place. For me, this is where you say, right, who's going to give us 15, 16, 17 million and get that in the kitty? So let me know your thoughts on Serge Reguilon. Would you keep him in the squad? Would you put him out on loan again? Would you sell him? Keep him till the summer? What do you make about Serge Reguilon coming back to Spurs and his time at the club? If I then stop that, I'm going to share this one. Now, this is from the Spurs Express. Now, the Spurs Express have said this, bear with me 1 second, that James Ollie, hopefully you can all see that James Ollie has reported this, and big up to the Spurs Express. If you don't follow them, please do go and follow them. As that Eric Dyer has been told he can find a new club this month with his current Tottenham contract set to expire this summer. West Ham are among the clubs monitoring the situation, whilst Dyer's former club, Sporting Lisbon, have been credited with having an interest. Now, first and foremost, I think we all know that Eric Dyer's time at Tottenham is up. Hands up if you think otherwise. Anyone? No, I didn't think so. Eric Dyer's time at Tottenham is up. I don't understand why West Ham would want him. I really, really don't. I think they've got 4 better centre-backs. They've switched from playing the wing backs and having 3 centre-backs to having 2. They've got Agerd, Zuma, Mavropanos and Ogbonna. I don't know why they would want Eric Dyer. I don't think he's anywhere near as good as any of them. But equally, I don't care. If it is West Ham or indeed if it is Sporting Lisbon, I don't care. This guy, we've got to get him out of the club, whether it's for $1 million, whether it's free because we're ripping up his contract. Something's got to give. Let me know your thoughts on Eric Dyer. Let me know your thoughts. Lastly, there has been, I won't bring up, there's been a couple of reports suggesting that Luton Town are once again, they tried in the summer, are trying again to get Tanganga on loan from Tottenham Hotspur. Tanganga went out on loan to Augsburg in Germany and hasn't played a single minute. And this guy's career is fizzling out very, very quickly. Something needs to happen. He needs to go somewhere where he's going to get game time. He needs to get himself fit and he needs to resurrect his career. So let me know your thoughts on Japhet Tanganga. Much love, everyone. Please like, please subscribe. We're on the journey to 13K. So please smash the subscribe button and join me at 5 p.m. for a transfer update show. Not just Spurs, all the transfers across Europe and across the world. Join me then. Much love. Take care. And let's hope for the here we go for Radu Dragusin today. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.